Hi and welcome. My name is Emelie Palmquist, and I'm here at the Swedish School of Textiles at the University of Boras. This is a vidcast, and it's a part of the W4TEX project, which is a project that focuses on strengthening women's representations in senior positions within the textile industry, with a lot of focus on sustainability and more sustainable alternatives. I'm here today with Caroline from Material Guidance to hear about her experiences as a woman entrepreneur within the textile industry, and with also a strong focus on sustainability, which is super aligned with this project. So welcome, Caroline.
Thank you, Emelie.
Would you like to start presenting or tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey as a woman entrepreneur?
Thank you. My journey started many years ago. I'm 50, but when I was 19, I started to study textiles. And I studied in the UK, and I became a textile designer. And in learning about textiles and how they're constructed, and also the materials that we use, became a lot of focus in my work. It was not really about the product then. It was more about creating tactile surfaces that were attractive to touch and attractive to see. And the most wonderful thing about textile design is that you learn about how everything is put together, from the yarn to the material, and then how it can be applied into different products. So I was fortunate to be offered a position after I studied my master's degree in textile design, where I left London to move to Sweden. I had a partnership, collaboration with a Swedish textile company. And so I moved to Borås, of all places, 25 years ago. And it was just there where I had the fantastic opportunity to work in a textile factory and learning again in industry how textiles are made. Because it is different from being in a creative environment in design schools and textile schools to actually then apply it into industry and really learn through my colleagues and the machines and the techniques and the processes and practices of how textiles actually are used, and how the many factors that we also must consider. They're not just to be attractive, but they also must be functional and have performance, and they must last as well. And they must be suitable for the project.
Yeah.
For the product, yes.
Okay, so super interesting. So basically, you had your knowledge from school, and then you got also industry experience.
Exactly. And it was working in a company that was very fortunate because it had their factories in Sweden then. So it was constantly being on site and being able to run up and down the stairs, down to the where we had the circular knitting machines, where we had the yarn stock, where we could test. We had a laboratory in the factory, so we could even see all the different processes. So I learned more about than just design. I learned about engineering, and I learned about sales, and how quality is important, and when there is a quality fault, how to correct the fault, and how we work together as a team in the textile industry.
Oh, the connections between the links within the industry.
Yeah.
Oh, so and now you have your own company, Material Guidance Sweden. Would you like to elaborate on your business and the purpose of your business?
Yeah. I've had, during 20 years, I had the opportunity to work in different positions in the textile industry for several different companies, both working in integrated textile manufacturing, but also working as consultants for companies who produce products, and supporting the large product development teams and understanding in how textiles are produced globally. I think I've always had a longing for wanting to implement change. I learned a lot about both the advantages and disadvantages of the textile industry. And I think there was a part of me who was frustrated, and I wanted to see change happening faster than it was actually occurring. And I also wanted, I think, with the knowledge that I have, I wanted to help many other companies on their journeys in making better products for the future. And so I think I felt mature. I am, some people say to me I'm ambitious. I think I'm starting to learn that I'm ambitious. I have many drive, and I also love to inspire. And so this was a real focus for my company, providing information, inspiration about innovation for the future, because we do need to make change, and I think we're realizing it, but we really need to implement it into the industry. So I realized that in order to do this, I had to do it myself. And I felt that I've got a wonderful rucksack full of information and knowledge, and I have a fantastic network as well of both from industry, from contacts and partners that I've worked with, but also relationships to places like the school where innovation and research is being made. And being part of the chain, if we call it this fantastic value chain that we are creating, where we get information from different sources, and in my role within my company, spreading that information globally.
Okay. And you started, how long ago?
My company started approximately 4 years ago. At the end of 2020, I established it. It's still classified, I would say, as a startup. I've been working with it part-time. But now I'm becoming more, I understand more where I see my company developing and the companies who need my support. I'm constantly inspired by what's happening in the world, especially in the European Union as well, and the new laws and that are coming forward in order to make the textile industry more sustainable. So I think I am developing the company in parallel with the changes that are going around in the world, and the movements that are happening, and the people who want to implement change.
So the companies, did they, or we could take it from the beginning, did the companies come to you, or how did you advertise yourself?
In the beginning, the companies that I've worked with have been companies that have known me from before, or have been recommended to them before because of my knowledge. They're maybe looking for someone like me, with my expertise. What is attractive is that I'm a consultant that's flexible, and they do not need to employ me, because not all small companies don't always have the finances, and they need to have someone with my expertise all the time. So I'm there when they need me. Sometimes when there's a crisis, or when they're wanting to innovate. So that's the challenge. But I think I've also realized, especially learning more about the value chains, that materials are not always produced in Sweden. They are predominantly produced all around the world. And it's the companies, the suppliers. I think it's them who are my customers in the future. So it's not, I never say no to anyone, but we've got to have the same values. There are some criteria that's important to me. But what's more important is, I think I want to support. I've been a supplier. I know the challenges ahead. So I feel that the natural way is to work internationally now, moving forward, and working with the suppliers of the materials for the products of the future.
So we talk a lot about sustainability.
Yeah.
But what does sustainability mean for you in the context of the textile industry?
I think sustainability is awareness. It's being aware of what we're actually doing and how we're behaving, both as individuals, as consumers, but also as companies who are providing products to the consumers. I think sustainability is about responsibility, and there has been a lot of focus on volumes. But I think the focus forward is actually really realizing what we're doing, because we know that resources are limited, and we know that we see the wastes around us. We see everything. It's very visual now because of media, what's happening and the way that we're consuming, the way that we are selling, and we recognize that there is many problems with all industries. It's not just the textile industry. So it's really a wake-up call. And I think it's really important that sustainability is about awareness and recognizing that if there is to be a future for our children, our grandchildren, or for even our neighbors' children and grandchildren, it's important that we really start to think what we're doing, because I don't think we've been thinking.
No.
I think we're moving too fast, and we need to stop and slow down and really consider what we're doing and why we're doing it.
I think awareness is a really good word. Also being aware, and we talked about it before, also taking responsibility. If you are producing something, taking responsibility in how you are doing. Yeah. So in your company, which aspect of sustainability are you working with, or are you working with increasing the awareness maybe within the companies?
I think what I offer is information and inspiration, and it's through different processes by supporting companies with material visions, material strategies, and with something like life cycle assessments, streamlined life cycle assessments, where you're thinking before you're even starting putting a product into the market. Because we can think about life cycle assessments, we can think about the effects and the influences after the product's on the market. But why can't we reverse it and actually think from the beginning? So we are making better choices. We are more aware of what we're doing. I also, with now the digital product passports, was part of the eco design of sustainable products regulations, which is really important in the EU now, is understanding again our tier systems, our suppliers, because we really don't know so much information. And it's taking responsibility over the choices and collaborating, which is so important in order to be aware of where everything is coming from, and making sure that they're produced, these materials, in safe environments, that we are not building up stocks of materials, that we're not wasting more water and energy than we need to. And if there is risks for losing water and energy, what can we do to correct it? So it is a lot of what I want to do within my company is to spread awareness of what we're doing, and also come with advice. Of course, it's never, I can never implement change by myself, but it's to do with partnerships and talking about it. And hopefully companies will be influenced and will make change.
It also feels like you are, which is really important within the industry, that you're targeting the bigger picture. Like sustainability, not just in the material, but in the entire value chain. We need to be aware everywhere within a company.
Exactly. Because, of course, as designers, as product developers, as engineers, as manufacturers, we have responsibilities. But we've also got to think about the sales models that we have. Why is it steering the way that we are producing? Why is it steering again the speed of what we are producing? But then again, it's also when we release products from the gates of the manufacturing sites into warehouses, towards consumers, we've also got to realize that it's so important that people know that that product is not just for one user. That product has to be used now by several users. And we need to understand the values in all the materials and the ideas and the concepts about why we made these products. And these products can be repaired if we want them, if we adjust our mindsets. It's so important that we start to think that, maybe I don't need this product anymore. My child maybe no longer needs a pram or a child car seat. But what can we do so that product continues into life? We shouldn't naturally just take it to a recycling center and leave it there. We should really think who might need it. Who can, what can I do? Can I clean that product? Just even by considering how we use the product and taking care of it. And realizing that product has a value. And when I no longer need it, someone else will need it. And if it's been kept in a good way, it's been repaired and cared for, then it can continue on and be used by others.
The value aspect.
We're interesting. Super important, because we forget the value. We forget, and it's everything has a value. All materials are a value, and we've got to also realize that when it does come to that point that we can't reuse products again, that we have found methods and practices where we can separate products. And in some way, maybe we can't use all the materials in a product, but for the majority of the materials can be reused again, and not in a that they are on an equal level, that they're not becoming of a lesser value.
No, exactly. So containing the value. But I think it's also up to consumers to cherish the value. So they need to be aware that I need to have this garment, and I need to repair it, and I need to care for it, so it contains the value for as long as possible.
Exactly. And also understanding that, because sometimes I'm surprised, I sell some of my garments and some of my children's garments as well that no longer are the correct size of the garments. But sometimes I'm surprised how we sell products to such a cheaper value. And we create this pattern where, because we no longer use it, then we sell it to a much lower value than it's actually worth. And some products that our children grow out of, because they grow both in the width and the height. Then you see that, but there's nothing wrong with them. There's no marks. They're still completely fully functional. But we are selling them for a much lower value. We're taking away the real value.
But it's interesting how quickly the value could decrease.
And also, it was quite interesting. We were talking at an event a few weeks ago about trying to think how we secondhand cars and repairing cars. A lot of my background is from the automotive industry, but a lot of the value is actually when we repair our cars, when we create so much business through this reconditioning and repairing cars. Why can't we implement it into other branches? But again, I think another wonderful thing is about this whole concept of inheriting products. That we see things and they are so special. We purchase them because they're so special, and that we see them not only for ourselves but for others who want to inherit the products. And they're made with the best materials, and they have a design that's very long lasting, that's attractive in so many ways. I think we've stopped thinking about that now. We don't always appreciate and see the value in and understand that products can be inherited. It's one of the most special things to be able to give a product, maybe to your grandchild, who will also continue to use it, and then hopefully pass it on again. You never know.
But that is like a different aspect of value. what is it fulfilling for me? Or can we change the way we look at it? You have been in the industry for a while, so how do you feel the industry has changed over the years in terms of sustainability or sustainability related?
I think if we start with some negative influences, I think we have gotten much faster in the product development processes. There's a lot of focus on product launches, and there has to be, I think that's taken over. Some of the positive advantages that I've seen is we are digitalizing some of our processes. We're making more visualizations, which is very important. Of course, we always love to feel prototypes, but if we can reduce the amount of prototypes that we are taking forward, but and we always need to see it in order to actually realize if it's right. But I think visualizations, communication also is becoming much better. I think we're starting to realize that secrecy is not positive for anyone. Collaboration also is becoming stronger in sustainability. Maybe we're collaborating companies that are similar to each other, but we're also collaborating over branches as well and being inspired by other industries. We're collaborating over both internationally and collaborating nationally. So I think sustainability is actually encouraging us to be aware again, and to actually talk about what we're doing and realizing that we're doing a lot of things in parallel with each other. And together, we can actually maybe come together and become a stronger voice. Or together, we can share materials that can be used, but in different products. Just thinking and being open to change.
Be open-minded to collaboration in a way that it could be beneficial for both of the companies, even if they are competitors.
Exactly. Because I think sometimes you want to take away the competitiveness between companies and think more about partnerships. And because I think so many companies have the same common goals, especially if they are purpose-driven and working with sustainability as part of their core values of their company. You begin to share, and why can't we change the way we've been working and actually collaborate together? And there's many new ways I think that sustainability is opening up. We're all realizing that we're probably also making the same mistakes if we classify them as mistakes. But again, sharing knowledge about suppliers who are making materials with less energy, using less water, less chemicals, and spreading knowledge about how new techniques are being used. Because I think that's really important. It's not, it shouldn't be secretive. It should be, because we're all wanting to make products that are better. So supporting each other, exactly, hopefully, step by step. I think we just got to think about it step by step. But I do feel that there is changes, and there is some fantastic companies emerging globally that are becoming really inspirational. And the more we see them, because of media, because of digitalization, we see also artificial intelligence helping us. So I feel it's helping us understand. It's helping us maybe be more effective. But I think as well, tools where we're like life cycle assessments, helping us to understand our impacts. New regulations that are being implemented by regions, countries, and by the European Union is also a huge step forward, and how we are going to be making products better and being aware, following compliance. So I mean, there is more information. Again, awareness.
Yeah.
Again, the keyword awareness.
It's a good keyword.
Exactly.
But the regulation is really interesting because before research has really shown that there is an absence of clear regulations within the textile industries to help companies to navigate, to make the path what is wrong and what is right, or how should I navigate. So that is a good that you address the regulation as well. But the prominent challenges within the industry. Now we talked about the positive changes within the industry, but what challenges do you think still remains?
I think the challenges that still remain are volumes. That we're still producing a vast amount of volumes of products that are maybe remaining on shelves, and then we're continuing to produce more volumes in a new color. And it's really addressing. Sometimes I can ask a very strange question where I would say, do we really need 5 colors of that product? Are we really going to sell? Have we really done a research into actually understanding, will that product sell? Is there a need for this product? Is this a product just a similar product to the competitor, but produced cheaper? So I think,
but do you ask that question to the companies, or is it something that you just think of in your own mind? Or
yes, it's more a question that's in my own mind. I have addressed it at one company, but it's still the same mindset that we need to have a portfolio of colors, if we say that says, to be suitable for the broad spectrum of customers. Some companies want, some consumers want a pink version, some want a blue. We're still, otherwise I would say, is it not better to have a more neutral color? That can be adaptable. But of course, it's. I think we're still producing in a vast quantity of products rather than really tuning in and seeing what is my niche, what is each company's niche product. I think there's still so much focus on sales and profits. Naturally, we have to have profit within businesses, but does it need to be so high profit? I think the volumes, do we need to produce for every market? Should we not select the markets where we really feel that our customers are? And how we work with more the circular way. It still seems to be, I think we're still absorbing the information about circularity. It's not really really got a hold on us yet, if I can say it in that way.
It's been tested.
And it's easier to see it applicable in some products or in some branches, but to actually understand if we can implement circular economy into our business models today. We talk often that it has to be maybe the new companies who are emerging, new startups that implement circular for it to be applicable. But I think it's really important that all companies see over how they can become circular.
So the volumes and awareness of your own businesses, but more in terms of business models maybe in this. Okay. So how do you, there's a lot of going on within the industry with regulations and circular business models and life cycle assessments. How do you stay informed with practices and materials and news within the industry? Are there any particular resources that you could recommend to entrepreneurs looking to integrate sustainability within their textile companies? We have this project that is like an educational tool, but do you have additional sources or?
I network a lot. So I am a member of certain of approximately 5 or 6 different networks here within Sweden, which is like over a broad spectrum of different branches. I also am very proactive on LinkedIn. So I read a lot about companies on LinkedIn, But I'm also aware. I follow NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and their work. I am aware of their work because of newsletters. So I register a lot to newsletters. So I'm kind of absorbing information all the time. I am a member of a corporate social responsibility network in Gothenburg region, which is also neutral over all branches.
Oh, okay.
So just even by meeting at some of their events, other professionals like me who are also talking, but maybe talking about the architecture or building or infrastructure. So these type of forums, of course, Academy and all the wonderful events that are organized in order to spread the information. I also follow a lot about regulations on the EU. On the information, the communication that they give out and follow what's happening. But I guess a lot of it is just by networking as well with lots of different types of people, with the same passion as me. We talk about our branch, the textile branch. There are so many of us who want to really implement change. And it's both the people who are even more experienced with me, my elders, the fellows, people who have worked in the industry for over maybe 40, 50 years, but also the next generation of students and professors and doctors who are really also focused in the same fields of wanting to drive change. So it's that wonderful mixture of just meeting so many different people and surrounding yourself with the same mindset. I think it's so important to encourage change that you never feel alone. So it's trying to find other people like you who are also, so you become part of that movement and you feel that you're contributing. Also learning about companies. Again, networking, listening, participating in digital events, which is also fantastic, over borders, understanding as well what's happening in other countries. Because we're all doing this in parallel with each other. So it is there. And I think as well, on an international basis, you really learn what's going on and that there are companies who are manufacturing, who are starting to implement change. It's just being aware of them and then spreading. A part of my, what you can say, what I do is that I spread information. So it's important talking about it and talking about it even with their friends, even the people outside of our industry, if you call it that way, and the companies to have an influence and to be open and proactive in a way about talking about it. They're probably very tired about this, talking about their work, but and even speaking to children. Children are the future, and they often ask questions and want to know what you do. I think getting out into schools and talking about it. I'm also active within young enterprises here in Sweden, and I'm always talking about what we do in their daily working lives and then inspiring them and then giving them ideas. And it's such a compliment. It's one of the best compliments when someone says, "Thank you for telling me that. That will help me in developing this project, what we're doing." Or even just hearing what children say when you talk about what you do. It's so inspiring. So yeah, it's having a broad network, international network, having curiosity, having the drive and ambition in whatever role you have within the industry. If it's within research, if it's within industrial manufacturing, if it's within new startups or whatever, it's like we're doing it together.
Yeah, exactly. What I was going to say, it feels like you are talking about a working together approach to tackling the issues of the industry or the industries as well today.
Because we are. There's so many of us are doing it, this work, and sometimes we can get very, very frustrated because we don't think that implementation is happening, but it is happening, and we will change. We've just not give up. I think that's the thing. I think that's the frustration sometimes where we feel that behaviors are not changing, but we need to just not give up and strive. And thankfully, regulations come in globally and also in different regions and in countries. And we've got to be thankful that things will happen. It's just, sometimes it's just a little bit that we're distracted by other things that's happening in the world at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. But in this context, we could to round up. Do you have any advice that you could give to women that are interested in combining sustainability and entrepreneurship with the within the textile industry?
I've actually written about this just a few days ago. People often say to me that you have to be brave to drive change. I don't think you need to be brave. I think you just need to really listen to what's important and what are your values. And I think as well as women, we have maybe a helicopter perspective over life in general, and I think it's important that we stand together and we support each other. And I think we have a voice. And we are also, to be quite honest, women are often the ones who purchase and consume because we're consuming for our families. So we have opportunities to make change. But I think the most important thing for women in sustainability is to understand that we have a voice. So it's to have the courage rather than bravery. It's to have courage to stand up and to say, this is what I think is important. It's also the courage to be aware, to learn, because we are curious and it's so important that we are continuously learning in whatever role we have, but that we speak up, that we never give up, that we push for change, because I think we are very special as individuals, and it doesn't matter what culture you are living in or what nationality you are. If you want to contribute to change, then we've got to do it together, and you're not alone. We're all part of a value chain, if we say, and we can inspire each other, both older people who have been in the industry, people who are in the industry now, people who are growing, people who are coming from schools into the industry, having that confidence and the willpower, and saying, here, this is what I've learned. I want you to learn about it. I want you to consider this. I want you to be aware of this.
The courage. The courage of dairy or to inspire others and exploring, maybe.
I mean, my business model is really not that different to anybody else. I'm just informing and communicating, and I am hopefully inspiring, and I'm talking about innovation. So it's really quite simple. Everyone can do it. So there can be many people just like me. And what's the best thing as well is we go together and we unite. So, I mean, we're all doing it in different ways. Some of us are doing it as individuals and businesses. But I never do. I may be solo in my company, but I am definitely not alone because I have so many wonderful contacts in my network, and it's growing internationally, and that's what makes it even more special, because you realize that this is happening all over the globe, globally, from Australia to China to India to Europe, and Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Southern Europe. So it is. There's so many people who are engaged in this. It's just we sometimes forget it, and so it's having a helicopter perspective over the whole thing and realizing how many different people are involved, and we will get there step by step.
That's a good way to end it. But thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Emelie. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about this.
Thank you for participating. It was a really, really interesting conversation regarding awareness within the textile industry.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening to this inspirational talk about how we could raise awareness within the textile industry in relation to sustainable practices. Thank you. Bye.